Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Blood and Sand.
Shits.
And apparently something shit. Ignoring those two shenanigans-inducing misfits, our party is currently traversing towards the city of Rothaven in an attempt to, in some form or another, cause issue or bother to the city's mostly criminal underbelly, whilst causing a lot of issues for Guanxi as he's made association with the city, and it's one of the main contacts for the city of Distoon, which does a large slave trade, most of which comes right from here to begin with. Our previous session, they were still on their way and was waylaid in a boat graveyard by ghosts and hags, which arose from the sides of the ship to attack them, and 3 of them got possessed.
I still call bullshit.
It wasn't a nice time.
I blew
It
you
wasn't.
were.
And I
It
set a
wasn't
shark on
nice
fire.
time. He set a shark on fire.
Yeah.
The party managed to defeat them after Grunt had slain two of the actual crew members. They were then resurrected by Buckley, one of which he had to do in the next day. Barely managing to pull it off, but doing so. And that is where we were previously. So, the morning is yours as the sun does rise. It's all gotten a lot warmer, as it is, and it's pretty much as hot as it is fucking here right now. And, yeah, what do you all do?
I tear off a piece of my trousers to bandage my bicep.
It stopped bleeding.
Yes, but I had a hook through it. I'm no medicine man, but having a steel rod through your arm, not good.
Also, I'm pretty sure I've healed that already.
I thought you were
If he
supposed
says he's going to fabricate me a bandage, I swear to God he's going overboard.
I thought you were.
Well, here,
I thought
here,
you.
piece of cloth,
I thought
I'll
you were
make you
strong,
bandage.
Alistair.
I am strong, yeah, but I don't want to tear anything.
Then shut up. Because last time I checked, it only went through your arm. It went through my entire abdomen. It really hurts. Stop complaining.
To be fair, Dale, your abdomen is about the size of his arm, so.
Also, I've
Thank you,
not
Shimmer.
taken Fabricate
Didn't
today
ask for your opinion.
because I have taken Raised Dead.
So he's just going to fabricate something out of flesh. If we're being honest.
Well, I've brought this young lady back to life, so that's one thing.
Incidentally, if she's going to go down and say hello, I'd advise not letting her go down on her own. Maybe go with her. We've just fought ghosts. She may be liable to be killed again.
I mean, we took his
Yeah.
gun off him.
I'm sure he's got other weapons.
I was just gonna wait till he came out, and
Yeah, I feel like going in is asking for trouble.
Yeah.
Because if
I
he
feel that's very
if he sees her, he may attack her. If he sees one of us, he may attack us.
If he sees Buckley's a pretty big guy. I don't think he's, going to do
Yeah,
much
but
if he
he's-
tries to sock him around the jaw or something. And I think letting him just sit there in anguish thinking...
People
my
do
God-
stupid things when they are very upset.
Exactly, and he's the
You know what?
captain. If we go into his room and be like, Captain, and the window's open, I'm not going to be too happy. It's a long way to
Send
swim.
one of the crew.
No! They got killed by Grunt. I'd rather send somebody in there who could at
I'll
least
go to
take
the
off
door.
Grunt. You're a holy man. You should have some degree of authority. You are a pious individual.
I'll go to the door and knock on the captain's door.
God, Pete.
You just hear some movement from inside, and you hear the clanging of glass. What do you want? Yeah.
I've brought your daughter back to life.
I just can't. No, hello, good morning, how are you?
I am a man of the forge. I do my shit quick and make sure it's done Easily. And
That's
nice.
not how forging works!
It is the way he does it.
That's casting!
Do you learn your interpersonal skills from zero or what?
This
Even in the
entire
realms of
party
D&D.
is so shit at talking to
Even in
people.
the realms of D&D, going up to someone and saying, I revived somebody, is like, pull the other one, it's got bells on it.
You hear glass break and several locks opening as a tear-stained, exhausted man just looks straight into your face with a broken bottle in his hand. What?
I am a priest. Have the ability to bring those who have passed back to their living.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Yes. And I was able to do that after praying to my god. And switching spells around.
Where is she?
Stood in the shadow of his monolithic form, I'd imagine.
She'll be resting.
Step to
She's
the
got
side.
no. She'll be resting. She's got 4 levels of exhaustion.
Oh yeah, no,
God.
she's definitely fucking
resting.
She's the heap on the floor behind me. I dragged her here from the upper deck.
Well, I'm assuming she'd be in the crew quarter up at the front of
She
the
may
ship,
be slightly
resting.
concussed. The stairs are steep. Please tell me you don't just then like leave her and just be like, goodbye. I'm gonna
Just
go
like,
pray.
Alright, bye now.
He just points the glass bottle at you and goes, and just pushes past you and goes down below.
I'm assuming he's just like
He doesn't believe you. He's gonna go down, look, and gonna come back up and probably try to bottle you.
Or he's just going to look for the cannon. Where's the cannon that's not been fixed to the walls yet?
He doesn't have a cannon.
I'm gonna climb back up the crow's nest.
You go up the crow's nest.
Where's my emergency gun? I'm going to sit and bandage my arm.
Again,
Bandage
it's been
your
healed.
arm. Make a medicine check.
Make a
So he
medicine
goes
check
down.
for the wound that has been healed.
Healed.
Doesn't matter! I'm used to living in the wild.
Whip.
I was gonna laugh if you got a fucking natural 1 and
Just like
Punch the hole through his arm.
I kind of wanted to, because I was going to say that I'm shit at medicine checks. Jonathan normally bandages me up.
like
Because he knows what herbs do.
this is bandaging, right? Oh, whoops.
Smells like shin.
Alistair, you go to tend to your arm and go, oh yeah, it's been healed.
It's left a nasty scar though, hasn't it?
You might need to put some cream on though, you're getting a bit sunburnt.
We don't have aloe.
You need to, you
Sure, if
think
we had that in the medieval periods.
you don't know.
I mean, aloe is.
Correct.
It's like, I wish I had something to put on this so I don't get sunburned. Oh well.
I think in those days they just put on clothes.
Yeah.
And
I shall go
also
below
had,
decks.
You know, aloe, which has always been a thing good for many a year.
I shall go below decks. First, I shall pat Grunt on the shoulder.
AJ says they had it. It was called mud.
I don't know if they got mud on the ship. Though,
I-
to be
Survival
honest.
check to find mud.
Sure, if you want to go
Well, if-
dredging in the middle of the ocean.
It's right below us. Go get it.
I'm
Somebody
staying
dangle
up
me down.
here.
Have we got any sort of hook on a chain that you can lower me down with?
Ooh.
Grunt is somewhat distant, but not getting tapped on the shoulder. She sort of gives a weak smile back up at him and, just sort of ruffles his hair. And she just nods. She's proud of him. He was very strong in that fight.
And I head down decks to find my...
Mama Bear approves.
And listen out for gunshots.
You see the captain inside the cruise area. You just hear him crying as he's just holding his daughter, who is passed the fuck out. But not beheaded, so that's good.
I'm also then going to take
Drag.
Grunt.
Oh.
Take her by the hands and go and perform ceremony and perform atonement.
I was like, this is very abrupt.
I request a wall of text. I don't know this spell. Text me.
You
There we go.
could atone someone, bless them, a coming of age, funeral rites, or give a wedding. For some reason, that's what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah, no, like
It's like, Buckley, I didn't know you
Glenn,
felt this
come to
way.
age. Like no, it's more so.
It's not like I've ever had an interest in you. But
They're getting bigger. Oh no!
But no, and more so just basically help Grunt atone in the sense of atone to what happened.
Hold the
Yeah.
front door. You can create holy water.
Yes.
Yes.
I need that. I legitimately
Oh
need
yes,
that.
he does actually. He needs it
Because
as
I have a spell
he
that I
needs
can't
it as a
use
spell
without it.
component. Bless
legit
this
need that.
seawater, please.
Well, come to me
To
later.
be honest-
and I'll bust some water for you, I guess then.
I don't know whether you can
If
actually do
Buckley's
it.
master marrying anybody, it's going to be his tools.
Yeah, like
Then
seriously.
they kiss.
Also, it has to be two
Then
adult
later in the
humans
night he
who are
hammers her.
willing to be bonded
Oh, you're
together.
horrible.
All right.
Like you
Yeah,
do,
no,
you know,
no
like
one's
you
marrying Grunt until they can engage in a fight with her, and I don't think anyone wants to.
Yeah, no.
Buckley, make an insight check.
Okay.
Does that mean you can't marry centaurs?
They count as you. No, they don't. Never mind.
What am I doing?
Are centaurs humanoid though?
No.
What's the sorry, okay.
Fair point. That holy water would have been useful fighting those ghosts.
There we go. That's an insight.
He did it.
Grunt. I actually kind of don't know what to say in this regard because it's the weirdest effect, but
Yeah, it really,
Actually-
truly is.
Buckley just said, "Hey, you're okay," and you go, "I feel okay."
This is one of Buckley's spells, I suppose. It's probably about as
Yeah,
accurate.
it's basically what you did wasn't your fault. It's not your fault. Don't tell me that, man. It's not your fault. It's not. Basically, like bow hunting, you know.
Mhm.
Like,
Grunt did
yeah, you're
want
probably-
to. Grunt did want to converse with him in a manner of speaking. She
That
Yes,
requires her fucking talking.
Or
no,
many.
that's what the pen and paper and the sign language is for.
Sure.
She expresses to him that basically she says you brought that girl back to life.
Yes. So
People
Very
I
powerful.
decapitate don't usually come back to life.
well,
You cut out again, hun.
yeah, just on the cusp.
People we've killed have come back.
Again,
People we've
yeah,
decapitated have come back to life.
Little closer.
In fact, we're probably going to go see him in a couple of days. I'm not looking forward to that, by the way.
No, not at
I've
all.
still got his swords.
And use them on the regular.
They're very good swords.
Yes, they are. But
Tell
She
it to
pulls
him,
out-
he had at least good swords. He was an asshole, but he had good swords.
Some people just don't know when they're supposed to stay dead.
anyway,
She pulls out hell and is nursing it.
Aww.
Let's do it. Go.
well, yeah, it's hard to bring people back, but it can definitely
She
take a
shakes
toll.
her head and she says, she expresses that she doesn't want her back just yet. And even if she did come back, they would probably go about killing each other again. It's only proper.
Right.
Hell fought well. It was a good fight. It's just she expresses to him would it be weird if I talked to the girl I beheaded?
Uh,
It's just
if you feel it
I
would bring
kind of
tone-
want to know how it felt.
um,
I
Right.
would like to know what she felt in those final moments.
for the time being, I'd say to at least give her some time to readjust to that being of the living, because it is definitely a thing that takes a toll on the body, especially
She
the
nods and just slaps him hard on the back. Not intentionally hard, but it's grunt.
right.
She signs thank you.
Yeah, you're very, very welcome. Right. Well, I'm going to go to the front of the ship and then begin praying again, just calmly and just to relieve stress. Pray. Yeah, yeah. You go.
Oh, that was when he was a monk.
Oh yeah, sorry. 4G, 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 4G.
Until he fabricates a fucking shrine on the ship and it starts to tilt.
The front of it is just going up, or the back of the ship's just.
I think I had a dream like this once.
How did he install hydraulics on a ship?
Grunt pulls it down and goes brood somewhere, only lowered down in the ship rather than high up on it.
Yeah, this spot's taken. There's only room
Also,
for one person
before-
up here, I like it.
Before I go up to the front of the ship, I also check the mast to make sure everything's good with that.
I'm pretty sure we took care of that.
Investigation.
Dude.
We'll probably need more maintenance in the future, but now it's good.
Cool.
I know we cast mending on it a few times, so
Yeah, I did fabricate as well. Probably breaking a couple barrels here and there that were empty, and that is repairment. Any other splattered wood and whatnot.
Should be gonna do the thing. I'm gonna get up out my hammock.
Okay, you get up out of it.
I'm gonna head up to the top deck. And I'm gonna climb up to the crow's nest.
He'll up somewhere.
Hey! Bugger off!
I don't even get in, I just lean over the side like that. Hey. You alright?
Not anymore.
Thanks.
so there are 3 people up there now.
Well, no, I'm pretty
Who's
sure
the
like
third?
most of the
Who's the
crew is
third?
down.
The person whose job it is to be up there.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
No, they've gotten out of there because Lamar is just scary.
If you were faced with a person like Dell, would you stay up there?
Not really.
Sorry I shot ya.
Sorry I shot you.
Call it even?
Sure.
That's good. Start climbing back down.
Climbs up.
Was
We
that it?
Yeah, we're good.
Yep, that's about everything. Unless anything you want to add.
No.
No,
See?
curse!
See, I apologised to her.
And she apologised back.
Would you say that's progress?
Next time you guys go to the sea or go to fucking hell, I need to make sure you guys get skis because hell just froze over.
Talking to my bow, by the way.
You did what to Grunt's girlfriend?
Getting a little racy in here.
Oh,
I'm talking to Deldir as I'm climbing down. See? Apologised.
Well done.
It's a very elven thing to do, isn't it? Sort of elving up and sort of owning up when you're wrong.
That's just a good thing to do in general.
Well, I did it, so there you go.
You did.
Year 3. Dalmara finally apologised. What was it, session 2? I shot you in the chest.
Something like that.
like it was like second or third, one of those. Because that was whenever I was kind of like watching, just going, "Oh, this is interesting," and then it was just, I went, "Oh, neat."
Fun times.
And now I'm here.
Yeah.
I think I'll stay on the surface of the ship for now, just until the end of the journey, just in case anything else happens. Oh, incidentally, I'm gonna go and find Shimmer, because I'm assuming he's the only other one that's sort of on top of the around the boat somewhere, like on his own.
Mm-hmm.
I'ma just
Willing to
sit
talk.
like this and be comfy for a while.
If only there were bolts under the crow's nest. Just loosen them.
My dex is so
Um,
good, I'd probably be fine.
Yeah.
I'd probably
great.
be at the ballista, like looking at it and taking notes about it.
Fascinating. It shoots things.
I become immediately concerned.
Well, considering I still had the grunt sex notes,
Oh god.
I don't want any of this to wind up as any part of any recipe for any cooking you may do in the future. Pots and pans and fire are perfectly fine. We do not need to implement siege equipment into your cooking regime.
but what
I
if
thought you
I
were
can
talking about
deliver
sex
food
notes.
Open up
No.
Alistair.
at a long range?
No.
Just the fucking frying
Anyway.
pan on the end of a fucking balloon.
On a serious note, I think last night was a perfectly prime example as to why we should always have two people on any watch, ever. Is he still scribbling?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
right.
The second you talked, I was walking away, and then I had to run back. Sorry. Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, it was a bit irresponsible to leave you on your own.
I assume the person who doesn't need to sleep is just look up. Would at least help out with that, but you know.
My
I-
long ears are burning.
well, it is Shimmer.
I'm not being quiet.
I'm passing perception of 25.
Forge.
You only needed a 1.
Also, just so you
This
know,
is
like,
a middle finger poking out from both the coordinates, like, bitch!
yeah, like I actually am like literally right here. So those two are like here talking about this. I'm just like, oh god, just pray.
Can't
May
see
not
Mummy
need
and Daddy
sleep, but I
fighting.
do need rest. Asshole.
I didn't think we were going to get ambushed in the sea. I wasn't expecting to find undead in the water. Go
I mean,
figure.
we did kind
You
of go
weren't
through
with all the
graveyard.
broken up ships.
A fair point. I don't know. Just didn't see it coming.
Yeah, if only I would have been fucking smart and gotten the ingredients for my one spell.
Oh yeah, I'll go and wait by Buckley until he's finished to acquire some holy water.
Do you have a vial of water?
I have a mostly empty water skin.
I guess technically I could do it though.
Yeah, you could do that.
All right. Yeah.
I don't know how long it will last because I need to drink it.
It
Can
basically
you drink holy water? What does it taste like? I have so many questions.
Technically, you can drink holy water. It tastes fucking horrible as shit, but
It does.
Taste of your sin.
yep.
No wonder I hate it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, holy people think it tastes wonderful. You
The
must be
Irish,
doing
not so
something
much.
wrong.
Glances at the entire party's alignment. Oh dear.
But my Sintai's delicious.
Looks
Don't
around. I
believe
don't know what
me?
you're talking
Ask
about.
the dishes.
You eat vomit.
Yeah, well,
Alright, I'll go ahead and cast Ceremony again as he hands me the water skin and bless the water within it. Alright, there you go.
Are you going to cast this as a ritual, or... Because bear in mind, this takes an hour.
Does it?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll probably just cast that as a ritual. Not you. Because I would have done the same thing with Grunt, basically, using it as a...
Yeah, it
Wait,
took
on
an hour
Grunt.
for you to do that with Grunt.
While Grunt awkwardly stands there, sort of looking round.
Why is he doing this, guys?
I feel fine. Killed loads of people.
Hey, guys, does anyone want to roll me a few D100s?
Not me.
I'll roll one.
I will also roll one.
Okay, actually, yeah, all three of you. That's perfect.
I did terrible on a loot table the once. Never again.
72.
1d100?
Yeah.
89. 32.
That's how much damage you all take.
Shit, I'm unconscious again.
Fuck yeah, I'm
I get
I'm
knocked out, but I get up.
And of course, Shimmer still stands up like, I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking hands of God. I'm a sorcerer, bitches.
Let's see. Okay, yeah. Keep doing what you're currently doing, folks. Go ahead. That's fine. You are chatting, you are relaxing. It will take the end of this day to get you to shore.
Well, for tonight, I'm gonna take first watch.
I'll join you on first.
I shall
Okay.
position myself.
I'll take first as well.
I shall
You
position
will.
myself next to the ballista.
Well, I'll take second watch then,
Okay.
because we don't really need more than 2 people to watch.
We'll all take first watch, and then we'll all take second watch, and then we'll all fall unconscious.
That's a
Exhaustion is a bitch.
Yep. Okay,
but yeah,
so,
I'll take second watch.
actually, while that's also happening, I'm just going to do a quick look at something, folks. Just a moment. Just a moment. Just a moment. Just a moment.
Actually, with the last little bit of holy water I've got, I would do a test to see if I can actually cast protection from good and evil.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so that's
You
what
take the holy water. You take some holy water out, and you begin focusing to see if you can actually manage to perform the spell. And after the few moments it takes, the effect works. What is the effects of the spell?
Grant several benefits. Creatures. I choose a type from a list. Undead being one of them, of course. Creatures of those types have disadvantage on attack rolls against the target. Target can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. If the target is already charmed, frightened, or possessed, they have advantage on any new saving throw against the relevant effect.
Also, you don't choose basically from all those aberrations, celestial element, they, and undead. You're protected
Oh, yeah.
from all that.
Oh, it's
Yeah, it's
all of
protected
them.
against certain types of creatures. Yeah, and it's got the word "and," not "or." Oh,
Oh.
that's more powerful than I thought.
That's probably why the water
It's-
gets consumed.
Makes
Yeah, because
sense.
it's either holy water or powdered silver and iron.
One of these things is easier to get than the other.
Yep.
Okay. As well as you guys are passing, during the night, let's see, they'll take about 3 watches, so yeah, we'll say Alistair. Alistair, as you're on your watch, going around the ship, as you do, you look towards the water as you go, and you can see a severed arm just wrapped up in a net that's just floating.
That's a bad catch.
You can as well, off in the distance, you begin seeing the actual form of the ship. It's of the actual bay itself. It reaches out like two pincers almost out towards the sea. Like the land itself stretches out around it, and you can begin maybe about 3 hours travel on by land, or about an hour by ship. Ship is the actual city of Rothaven itself. You can see from this distance that it's pretty low in regards to the overall landscape, whereas Duskhaven is built into a fucking fortress of stone around it with mountains and everything. This is far more flat, wide open fields to the interior of it, but you can see a lot of the buildings here are actually staggered, as in some are above others. Quite literally, there's shantytown. The closest to the sea is quite shantytown, in that there are just buildings built on buildings built on buildings kind of thing, of these very poorly crafted but somewhat functional tiers. And what you're noticing as well is the further inland a lot of these buildings, they're a lot better quality. They're a lot more fanciful, we'll say.
Booty Bay?
See, the thing is, when you get inspired by this kind of stuff, you cannot really, go on to all those details about it, because people either go, "Is that Bilgewater from League of Legends?" or "Is that Booty Bay from World of Warcraft?"
I don't know any of these places.
That's why I love you. I mean, I don't, but
Yeah.
But yeah, you can see
Yeah.
the actual docks themselves stretch out. They're quite large. In that you could probably you can begin. Actually, no, you wouldn't see it from. I'd say you would. The position of the horror is that there's enough space on all of the docks, which are just the long outstretched pieces of wood, is the built-up style of it. The one I'm referring to, I'm blanking on the word of it. I apologize.
Yeah.
But essentially, you could saddle up. You could set in about 100 ships into that harbor at any given point, just from all the different connections that reach out into the sea. Yeah, it's basically just one massive ass marina, and you can see that sails down. Masts, just dozens and dozens and dozens of ships at port. But it gets to the end of your watch, and as it does, you guys do end up landing close to shore. You do get into shore, as you do. And it's just a matter of waiting out the night, more or less, and it will eventually pass through to the next watch, and then the third, and then it'll be dawn. In that time and to the morning, is there anything you guys do in the morning of particular note before you kick off the ship?
Well, we'll probably all gather together for a bit of a chat and a pep talk, I'm guessing.
I'd like some more holy water if I could.
Yeah, I can do that.
You want to spend another hour? I feel like time is of the essence now we're here.
Well, I can cast it. Just it's just an hour within my contact. I can do that. Walk.
And we could be going up against fiends. We fought fiends from here before.
That's true.
Could be useful.
All right.
Could be the difference.
Well, while Buckley's doing that, is there anything we want to discuss?
Wait,
So,
Buckley,
well,
did you take fabricate today?
I can.
Just thinking, because of the travel time that's going to take us to get there, we could get some sort of wagon.
It'll take 3 hours to get to Rothaven.
Right, on foot.
Yeah.
It's all well and good having a wagon, but we don't have a horse to pull it.
We have a grunt pulled wagon.
Who will have exhaustion.
Yeah.
Because she'll be pulling all of you in a big wagon, and there isn't that much wood around to actually do that with. Who wants to roll me a
forested?
This isn't very forested, no, but the actual, say, there are walls to the city on the inside, which you do see the closer you get to it, and there is some shrubbery there. There is some wooded areas there, like a small patch. It's not even a forest. It's not even a patch of 100 trees.
No, just a thought. Just try and get there a bit quicker, maybe. Okay, I guess we're huffing it then.
Jack, someone roll me a
Well,
d8.
actually, what suppose do you guys want
Other
to take?
4. Well, chances are we could be going up against fiends. We've just seen that there have been undead, so potentially there could be undead things. So warding spells, healing spells. I don't know if we'll get into any serious danger, so I don't know if it'll be necessary to take a high level like revivification spell, but I don't know.
I can keep Res dead because that's within 10 days, so that's better of a revive. Keep a mass cure wound. Keep a mass-
Incidentally, I do have Hunter's Mark still.
Huh.
I thought I got rid of that. I think I probably will get rid of that when I next level up.
Take healing word off.
Who wants to roll me 3d6?
I feel like the rogue should do that.
Yeah, I'll get protection from good and evil. Then
Well, actually, yeah, having 2 people with that might be good. Incidentally, how many vials did you make?
I can roll if you want.
Please.
well, I assume if
Go for
I'm doing a water skin, that's a few good vials.
Unless you've
Yeah.
got iron and silver that you could turn into filings.
That's
Have you
not
got any
easy.
silver
mean-
spoons or?
I'm pretty sure we all have iron and silver.
We've all got iron. You can definitely get some iron, but there's more the silver I was wondering about.
We could always just convert silver coins.
Hey, there's a good idea. Thought of that.
Well, I
Sure.
don't have any. I have gold.
Yeah, I got loads of gold pieces.
I have 20 silver.
Okay, thank God, because the thing I was about to suggest, I didn't want to suggest.
What, you were about to ask me for money, is that it?
No, let's not go into that. Let's leave that for now.
Yeah. Well, because I'm pretty sure I have a thing in my tools that allows me to get metal shaving.
So make some of that instead, because it'll be quicker and
Yeah.
cheaper.
I guess I'll use like 5 gold coin or 5 silver coins. Make plenty of it.
So if we keep a few bits each, then at least we've both got the ability to cast the spell.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll mark down 5 silver.
How many?
Does that matter?
How many do we say from that? 1 each, 2 each. You can tell Das is doing a lot of calculations at the moment.
It's
I have
fine.
so many
the
numbers
DM
from
has said
D8
roleplay amongst yourself, it's fine. Do you not want an even number so you can have the same amount each rather than having 5? You can have 6.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
how many you
6,
can get
yeah,
from.
yeah.
Go with 6, and we'll say 3 each.
Yeah. Alright, so should I take Fabricator now?
I mean, that time when you made that wall was quite useful.
Yeah, as much as we take the piss, it is actually a very useful spell.
Okay. Alright, so so far I have Ceremony, Protection from Good and Evil, Lesser Restoration, Mass Healing Word, Sending, Finish, Fabricate, Greater Restoration, Mass Cure Wounds, Raise Dead. And I think we get 1, 2,
Incidentally, when we do get some free time, we will have to actually get you a bag of holding with like firewood in it.
and so I can take 4 more spells.
Did you say you had
Almost.
Revivify in that list?
I have Raise Dead.
Take Revivify as well.
Okay.
Because that's more immediate in case we're in the middle of something.
Yeah. Well, Raise Dead's good for like 10 days. But
Again, if we're in the middle of something, if we need somebody back immediately,
That's true.
well, Revivify is for like a minute. Last. Anyway,
things happen quickly in this line of work.
Yeah, that's. Okay, so Revivify. So 3 more.
Yeah, I can't think of any more prep we need to do, and we're kind of out in the middle of nowhere, so we might as well just make a move.
I mean, I could do Magic Circle, which I can put on a surface. Make it basically a cylinder that things can't get into.
It's not going to be much good to us out here. How long does it take to cast?
A minute.
Given our encounter with undead previously, maybe heroism. Don't know what horrible stuff is going to be in there. It could just be people, but it's probably not.
Well, we're pretty good at killing people, you know. That's not our problem.
I don't have heroism.
Indeed not.
Hold on, I'm checking the spell list. Pretty sure.
Oh no, clerics don't get heroism. Never mind. That's a strange one. You think they'd have that?
Yeah, because
Is that paladin or anything?
I guess it must be. Take Zone of Truth. No.
I don't think we'll need that.
Now I've got a knife.
Who needs your fancy magic? I have a knife.
Yeah.
It's proven very efficient.
But yeah, okay, yeah, no, I don't get heroism. Okay, speak with the dead.
Find traps.
Find traps, yeah.
Isn't that your job?
I was going to say, why else are you here?
To stab people.
In the back.
So basically, you're our angst quota. Gotcha.
Well, I can find the traps and then have her disarm them.
That's a fair point.
Because just because I find the trap doesn't mean I can disarm it.
Hey, if you don't want to take it, don't take it. It was just a suggestion.
Should we make a move?
Yeah.
You said the time was of the essence. Let's make a move.
Okay.
Me and Grunts will lead the party.
Alright,
Make survival checks as you go.
Survival checks, you say? Don't fuck me now, ego.
All of us are just those two.
Not just him. Grunt, if you want, you can make a perception check.
Ooh.
I'll make
Come on, Mr. Ranger, do your rangerness.
Spook only gets to make the survival check, doesn't it? The perception.
I'm looking at the ground or the sky. Both.
Grunt.
Yeah, someone will have to roll for me.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
'cause he's
Oh,
on his
of course he's
iPad.
I've got it. Perception.
Actually,
Yeah, that's the other one I'll take. Is locate creature.
Someone
Bro's
in
got pretty
chat-
good perception. I just rolled like dog shit. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
I blame you, Dell.
Yeah.
Your perception has fucked us again.
It seems like every time Blue rolls for somebody else, she just rolls completely crap.
Fine, somebody else can play Grunt. If it had been me, it'd been a 13. So I'm just saying.
also, so yeah, if there's anybody specific that we need to look for, I can now locate them.
Have you just stayed back at the camp as we're all walking off, being like, now what spell do I take next?
Well, no, it's more of a thing.
Go
of, like,
for
on the
this.
move,
What do
like-
you think, Alistair? Let everybody go.
I just had to check that, but that's okay. Because I was like, how's it? Oh, never mind. Alright, so you begin making your way towards Rothaven.
Stealthily.
Through a field.
Essentially, the side you're coming through is more of a beach area that's very wide open. not that many trees or anything like that, so it's not exactly something you can sneak around in.
The woman dressed in a giant black cape. I imagine you don't do a lot of your sneaky ninjaing stuff at the seaside.
No, funny that, isn't it?
Let's see. After, like, say, maybe 2 hours of traveling, how about who wants to make a perception check this time? Delmar, go
Person
ahead.
with a plus 22, maybe. Maybe.
I mean, my passive is 25.
My passive is 22.
Perception plus 10.
My passive is aggressive.
My passive is very aggressive.
Okay. So make sure I'm looking at the right thing.
Also, I should have made the perception check because I have 12.
I rolled a 24. If I rolled a
It could've been
24 and I didn't see it, I don't think any of us would have seen it.
But I could have rolled a 26.
Plus 12, your math is off. Could have.
Delmara, maybe
Hello.
about you are walking for a bit of hour and you get this very, very repugnant smell. As you're looking around, it seemed like the water level may have risen very high in this area last night, or there was probably a lot of storm, because there's certainly a lot of, say, seaweed that's been thrown up and a lot of rock or dead fish and things like that that have just gotten thrown up and beached. But you get a very strong smell, and it's not from, say, close to the shore, but it's a little bit further inland. And you pry back to look and go down a way. You may see, stuck between two small rock outcroppings, you can just see a massive tail, fish-like, and you look behind the actual crevasse and ravine to see that there is the remains of a very now bloated whale. The whale's maybe 40 feet long, but is huge in just size. And definitely not requiring a check to find this, but it has a massive, while parts of it are bloated, its underside has a massive bite, maybe 15 feet, like edge to edge, chunked out of it, and it goes in maybe 20 feet.
People didn't do that.
Just a moment, folks.
I feel like
So-
we're probably either whatever did that is in the ocean or in the city, and I'm not sure which I prefer.
I prefer it in the ocean.
So can we go inside of it?
Is there horrible
wanna
icky
see-
stuff oozing out of it?
I want to see if there's a marionette inside.
Really? None of you got that?
No, got it.
No, I'm
got
just
it.
disappointed.
Thank God.
Yeah.
This
I
is a
got
lot
a
though that
full
my
age.
mind first went to FNAF.
Oh.
Keep that music back going. Keep music back going.
Oh boy.
So hang on a second.
Exotic butters.
Exotic.
We're on
butters.
a mainly flat beach, you said, and there's a
Yeah.
fuck off 40-foot whale, probably what 50 feet inland.
Yeah.
How the fuck, even with high tide, did this thing get in here without Rothaven suddenly becoming Atlantis?
That's why I'm thinking maybe it's in the city.
How did the whale get into the city?
Not the whale, the thing that ate it.
The thing has to be next to it to be eaten. I'm thinking it's from the ocean and got thrown on land.
I'm
from a
thinking that
great
it got
distance.
dragged on land, eaten, and when it had its fill, it buggered off.
Ah, that makes more sense.
You're a
Can I make an
ranger!
investigation check?
Come
I
on,
don't
Hunter
do
extraordinaire.
fish. I don't do fish.
Fish
I'd like to
don't
make
do
an
you.
investigation check to see if there's any like dragging marks.
Sure. Make an investigation check around, just around the creature, or about it as well.
Yes.
I would like to tick as many of the boxes within this investigation check as
Make
is
an
possible.
investigation check then.
Ooh, pretty good actually.
You examining the area can see that this thing, there aren't any marks of, say, it have been slammed in by a wave or such, but you do see massive scars across its underside that hasn't been eaten. That definitely matches up to, like, say, the rock outcropping that it would have crashed into as it came in, as well as a lot of it being broken off. There are claw marks in it. They're quite large. You're not proficient with creatures to know what kind of thing caused it. Also, as you're examining it, you see a lot of its insides as you pass, and you can see what looks like its stomach with a single perfectly circular hole carved out of the stomach. And you actually see footprints moving away from the creature towards Rothaven.
Okay, I had an idea of what was happening to it. I am wrong now.
Which is exactly
original
how Ship
thought was-
monologues it to himself.
My original thought was it didn't drop the money in the water.
Ah, of course.
It's a whale, though. It's already in the water.
Still needs permission to swim if there's a big daddy around.
I feel like a whale has the right to be in the ocean.
Yeah.
It depends on who's in charge.
It's not like it has a choice.
Rights are a civilized
Well-
thing. You can have your rights very easily taken away from you by the right person.
Maybe,
The only right of the wild is survival of the fittest.
And this whale looks fat.
So take that from the ranger.
I'll leave this conversation.
Well, maybe
don't like
the
where this
person
is going.
who was inside the whale didn't pay, and because of it, the whale had to pay for it. I don't know.
It's an option. Can I check to see what kind of creature might have cut this bad boy up?
Make a nature check then.
I'm assuming it's some kind of giant.
To be honest, I feel like we're spending too much time here, but
You get advantage if it's a favoured enemy, I think.
What are your favorite enemies?
At the moment, it's just monstrosities.
Okay,
I
with
don't think I do yet, actually.
Oh.
Actually, you have advantage on wisdom checks to track your favoured enemy as well. Oh, intelligence checks to recall information about them.
Yeah, this is with advantage.
It's a monstrosity.
Strasopati.
Dope. Ooh, that's good.
If he tells me it's just a big
Jonas,
fuck
are
off
you
fish,
in there?
It's a big
you
off.
can tell me some
off-
fucked up dash shit now, like it looks like it bit itself. The plot thickens. Do tell, Mr. Dickens.
The plot is curdling.
Much like the inside of this whale.
Oh.
Yummy.
And now the inside of your stomach.
So, now that everyone's stopped, it looks... You actually look around the area as well. There isn't much indication that there was another large creature here. As if to say, there aren't any marks or any prints as if there was a creature up here feeding on it. And I would say by this point as well, you would actually be able to see that there are definitely bits of it left between it and the shoreline. So it's likely that this thing was eaten and then thrown, or disposed of in some other manner. The bite mark itself, you're struggling to think of a creature that has this big a mouth. It's 15 foot wide and it goes in deep about 15-20 feet as well, in this very it's like a triangle really that has a very rounded top in regards to the kind of way the bite is in, but it looks like there's been multiple different smaller bites and chunks taken out of it as well. Maybe a very big shark.
How does it compare in size to some of the bigger creatures that we're more familiar with, i.e. a dragon snout? just for comparison?
Uh, smaller than say a like a bike Galground pull off.
Okay.
But
Bigger than a by Aeon Sol would pull off?
yeah, definitely bigger than
Okay.
a bite. Aeon. This is very. It's not far off the bite size of. Actually, it is. It isn't far off the bite size of Galgarant, but not that big.
Still pretty big.
Well, actually, I'm actually wrong in that, in the fact that Galgrant's head itself is not large enough to perform this kind of bite. It has enough to, like, say, take a person into his bite, but it's not enough to say do this wide. This is actually something which would be quite larger than Galgrant. I'm getting my perspective on the size of his
It's
head. quite
bigger
wrong.
than him? Oh, jeez, that.
You guys
Heads
remember
probably around,
last
like, what,
session when we were talking
15
about
feet?
megalodons?
Sorry, 3 people talked at once there. Spook, what did you say? Because bear in mind,
Yeah, I
the
suppose,
head of the dragon, like, say, a person could stand on the head of the dragon. The snout of a dragon is like, it's not Smaug. Galgrant's not Smaug size in regards to, like, say, bigger than everything else, and the head is so massive, but it's more. The head itself is maybe about 10 foot. Like, his head would be like, say, 10 foot of a rectangular form with like a 5-foot thing across. He could fit a fucker in there if he needed to,
Yeah.
but
In
it's
terms
not
of actual
this big.
bite size.
Not bite size though.
So 15 feet across and 20 foot in. We're talking about some sort of giant bullet.
But
Like a
yeah,
land shark that goes in the water. Like
I
a...
have a question.
Shark
That's-
shark.
but yeah, out of
When you
character.
said multiple smaller bites, were there bites, say, maybe human fist sized?
No, these would be more like, say, if you were to, like, look at Alistair's shield, maybe about that big in regards to those other bites. Sorry, no.
Pretty sure
People
than
keep, people keep cutting
So-
you off, Naren. Go on.
So, out of character. Remember how we were talking about megalodons last time?
Oh dear.
That's what we're talking about here.
You just hit the nail right on the head there, Nero.
We don't belong in the ocean. There's horrible
Yeah.
things in there.
How to tell the DM hates doing ocean combat. Makes it so you do not want to go in the
Go
ocean.
into the ocean anymore.
So what you're saying is that's where all the treasure is.
Well, I mean,
mean-
100 gold gets dropped in every time a ship goes out. There's a
If you-
bounty somewhere in there.
If you want to take it back, be my guest.
Certainly try.
All
Should
we
we
need is a
consi-
giant magnet and a big piece of string.
Alright, I'll get to family.
I feel like we should move
People
on.
do that.
I'm not sure we're learning anything else from this, unless you want to climb inside it.
I mean, I think we're learning quite a lot. Don't go in the ocean. It's getting his voice from somewhere telling me, don't go into ocean.
I think they call that voice instinct.
Common sense is usually what I go for.
It may also be Deldir. Going to go in the ocean.
Those two do get confused from there.
It's very crowded in your head, isn't it?
No.
Don't go in the ocean, Nell. They'll eat your asshole.
The bit that's piquing my interest is that there's clearly some sort of hole that's been poked into it and something's gone back to Rothaven. So what exactly did they extract from this thing? Whereabouts is it, like, anatomically on the whale? Does it look like it's near some sort of vital organ that could be
It's out of
used?
the
There's
Or
a stomach.
Stomach.
out of the stomach. So this thing ate something that someone really wanted back.
Yeah, we've encountered things like that before.
This
Maybe
thing
it's Hammock
ate something
again.
that someone really wanted back, and it just so happens to be the one creature that some giant fuck-off sea shark has thrown on land. Does that seem coincidental? I have a feeling the person who made the hole and the person who made the bigger hole have something in common.
Yeah, I'm feeling that as well.
Well,
Maybe it was hammock again.
whenever you kill a creature, I'm assuming the creature usually ate the thing that has the valuables, so you're going to find the valuables in its stomach.
Well, yeah, we've done the same thing. How do you think we got the bag of holding?
Yeah.
On cake. That was a fun fight.
I still have parts.
What are the odds of us finding a bag of holding?
I said roll the D100, you rolled the D100, got the 100, you got the bag.
Imagine if the bag of holding was open and he just keeps eating and he can't get full.
That's a bag of devouring.
Yeah.
Oh, so funny when Patters did that. You find a bag of devouring. I don't think you should have told us what it was, Patters. You find a bag. Do you put your hand in it?
No!
Twat.
You found a bag. Whoa!
So unless
Oh.
anyone's really desperate to start rummaging their hands through this dead, decaying thing to try and find remnants of what it could have been, which I'm pretty sure you won't find what it was. Whoever's going to put a hole in a dead whale to find something's going to get everything. Maybe we just carry on to Rothaven.
I think we should keep
Thanks.
going. Whatever use was this carcass had, it's been extracted.
Well, we can make lunch for Grunt.
Nice.
Uh,
And
uh.
if we really want to
What
get in there, I
does
could
that
cast
How
like
long
fairy
has it?
fire.
How long has the carcass been there? Is it starting to decompose?
Let me find out for you.
Make a nature check.
So,
Straight check.
how fast? How
Don't think that'll change anything for Grunt.
What do they call that famous dish from Sweden where they have like this canned fish that's left to rot for a bit?
Oh, I don't know the one you're talking of as well.
Is that where they just bury a shark for like a month and a half and then take it out and eat it?
I
Probably.
think they buried a shark from the Viking times and then dug it up and ate it.
Alistair. This thing, you've noticed that there's still somewhat not fully coagulated blood yet in it. This thing died last night.
I do not tell the party. Morale
Well,
is an important factor.
well.
so? How long?
Fair amount of time.
Make
This
an
thing's
intelligence
been. I did well on this once before. Don't fail me now, charisma.
That's pretty persuasive.
Can I insight him?
Yeah, I was gonna say insight.
Why would
Oh,
you
better
guys not
insight.
trust
Why-
Alistair?
I was gonna
Why are
say.
you suddenly not trusting Alistair?
He's always been right before on this kind of thing.
Yeah, fair enough.
Eh.
Also,
Yeah,
I have
Alistair
shit insight.
pauses for a moment before going, been a while.
Okay.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, he knows the animal.
Well, I guess we'll keep going then.
I
Forward!
mean,
Also,
Actually, yeah, get Grunt to have a look. That'd be hilarious. He knows about bodies. Just looks at it and he's like, but, like, yes,
yeah, make a nature check.
There's,
Yeah,
there-
make a
there's
nature
still
check. Go
blood.
on.
Grunt knows all about eating week-old food.
Yeah.
yeah, I'll tell you what. Can I do it? This would be hilarious. I do Grunt sheet. Yes, I can.
Yeah, go on then.
He only has a +1 in nature. Bless.
Yep. Yep. That's a 17.
One
Yeah.
arm.
Grunt, you're quite aware this thing died last night.
I expressed that to the others. I cut a bit off and eat it.
I think that proves anything. Yep, and with that note, we shall keep moving away from the constantly emanating smell that will be following us from Grunt's breath.
Ugh.
Oh,
Grunt, make a Constitution saving throw. Because
Just some old whale. I'm just gonna chew on some blood, but we'll be fine. Yeah, go roll Constitution for me.
to open his page up again. Grunt.
Someone roll 5d6.
Oh,
Oh.
no.
I
No.
am not doing that.
Say, suppose I should roll
Even
this.
though 5d6 is my sneak attack, so I could just click that.
Roll low. That's pretty low, actually.
Alright.
And all things considered, that's pretty low.
14 points of poison damage.
I spit it out. And
Actually,
just
no,
like,
seven
I
points
don't think I
of-
like this creature.
7 points of poison damage because succeeded. DC was 15. So Grunt
Any
realizes
damage.
very quickly. No.
I think that's the first time we've seen Grunt spit something out.
Do not eat it again. Leave it. We can find
She's
provisions.
decided she doesn't like this creature. There's something wrong with it.
God.
It's obviously not because it's a day old and been cooking in the sun. It's just something's wrong with the creature.
Also,
Yeah.
yes, Grunt does emphasize to the party, as Nemo said, that this thing is a day old.
See, part of her problem was she was raised on the mountain. She's used to everything just being snap frozen.
Alistair.
I consider a day to be a while. Usually things I kill don't last very long on the ground, they get mounted.
I
24 hours is a long
I feel
time.
like knowing this was killed last night would be very important. Why wouldn't you tell us that?
Didn't want to ruin morale.
Can I insight check Alistair?
Sure.
Well, I mean, he's not the only one that keeps secret.
Can't tell anything.
Okay. You think, he probably means that.
Hmm.
And you guys continue to set off. The actual land for Rothaven, between you and it, is essentially the sea, and you just have to move around land just like for an hour more into that bit of a forest, and then you'd find your way towards Rothaven itself from that side. And
Is it daytime?
it's still daytime, yes.
Like early morning?
It's probably about noon by the time you get to Rothaven.
Okay. Do we want to head straight in?
Yeah. I don't think.
Gonna waltz right in.
Yeah, I
Is it
don't.
that's
I
got a
honestly
message
don't
that you
think. I
can
honestly
do?
don't think lingering around is gonna do much. I don't think there's a lot to be done from the outside.
Okay, well, you've obviously done this kind of thing before, going into dangerous places and checking up with questionable folk.
Yes.
Where's the first place to go?
first place you always go in any town? You go to the tavern.
Welcome to Rothaven.
Oh, fuck. Been putting this place off for a while.
Piece of shit.
Where are we entering in from? This bridge?
You're entering. You can enter in from either the bridge or from the forest.
Oh, good lord. And there's a lot of places for ships. Jesus.
Whoa.
Oh God.
Whoa.
Forest. Forest.
I see what you mean.
When I say there's a lot of fucking places for ships.
Jesus.
Delmara, as you guys approach from the forest, make a perception check. Large.
Perception. 29. Almost max.
Mm-hmm. Hello.
Hello.
So, you move yourself towards it with everyone else. Keeping an eye out, you see a figure, say, on the wall itself, hooded, and you're peering out towards them. They've definitely seen your party, because they're not the stealthiest, even if you are. And when you get closer to it, you just see a rope get thrown, and it just falls down a side. As you see this figure, it points towards the rope and just raises up its fingers to doing a gesture in thieves' cant.
Okay.
Wait 5 minutes. And I'll move you back.
Shit.
From the chandelier. What?
I try as desperately as possible to not look like a tourist.
I hold out my arm to stop the party. We have to wait.
4.
For
5
a
minutes.
green light. 5 minutes.
Yes.
Is anyone going to watch? A stone slab with a triangle on it.
Hold on. Okay, I got it.
And while we wait, sort of obviously trying to stay hidden a little bit, I point out what I saw to Alistair.
Mm-hmm. Alistair,
Ah!
you see a rope that is hanging down from the wall.
Noose?
No, well, it's hitting the ground and it's tied off somewhere you can't see above.
A way in. Someone saw us, and I saw them, and they used the speech to tell me to wait. So there's our way in. So we wait 5 minutes, climb the rope.
Who goes first?
I'll volunteer if you're suspicious about this.
Very.
After about
I'd rather
4
Grunt go.
minutes, you hear gunshots from inside, like gunshots, and you actually hear a loud explosion from inside Rothaven.
Does anybody look like they're panicking?
You don't see anyone from this side of the wall.
Oh, we're not even in the city.
We're not
Okay.
in. No, this is us trying to get in.
Okay. I take cover behind a tree.
Same.
The big metal thing takes cover behind a pine tree.
Clang.
Well, there's probably some bushes. No, I'm actually
Damara-
silent now.
Some
kinda-
bushes!
Demar, you get the idea that somebody was saying wait 5 minutes, and now there's a big explosion and happening from inside the city.
Okay. I think we should move now.
Oh, a
That-
distraction.
that's our distraction. Let's go.
Right, okay.
And go up and climb the rope.
You go up and climb the rope. You get. You pull yourself over, and as you're just pulling yourself in, you see hands just reach out and grab you, and begin lifting you in. And you just see this hooded figure, half elven, from underneath the hood, with this very thin beard that just goes down to the sides and just over the mustache and everything, with this scar over the from the center of, say, the bridge between the two eyes, like there, that top of the bridge of the nose, around over towards the temple, just this like curved scar over their eye. Well, it's good to see you finally made it. Delmara, correct?
Who are you?
He just undoes, like, he just like lifts up the side of his glove, and you just see this raven's beak and raven's head tattoo.
Ah, okay.
I am your associate for the evening. Well, for as long as you lot are here.
Fair enough.
Didn't bring the quietest party, but simultaneously I didn't give you the quietest distraction. Get him up and follow me.
I just wave and I'm just like, hurry!
I climb up the rope.
I got last.
Okay. Alistair, as you go up, make a perception check.
Figured that was coming.
Nope, seems good. You're looking up at Grunt's hole. It's hard to focus on anything else.
Why did you
don't
phrase
go.
it like that?
If that thing goes off, I ain't getting into
So,
Rothaven.
alright, yeah, so I'm gonna have to go now. I'm done. Yep.
Oh,
Okay.
bye bye.
And on that
Flip.
cliffhanger, Alistair died. Asphyxiation.
As he's
It
hanging
really
from
put
a
the
cliff.
ass in asphyxiation.
Right, Buckley's player has got to go. I don't know if we're going to keep
Yeah.
playing or
That's up to you guys.
I'm okay to continue for a little bit.
we'll get
Bucky
to
can,
a point where we can
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Okay.
nicely finish.
But, 'cause
See you in a bit, Barclay.
bye-bye.
Thanks for
We'll
coming in.
inform you on what happens.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'll watch it back.
So,
Bye.
baby. Okay, so this figure as well, Delmara. You see that over his back is strewn this very beautifully, elegantly designed with silver inlaid like crossbow. And he just motions for everyone just to follow him. He takes you down an alley, and from the alley he just kicks open a sewer hatch and just jumps straight down. Doesn't even reach for a rail, just jumps straight down.
How quaint.
Look, sometimes stereotypes are stereotypes because they work, and I jump in.
The alleys that you were in as well are most of this area is sodden in some way or another, like wet or just miserable. The sewers are actually surprisingly clean, in that the actual paths that you walk are all very well lit, dry, no, like, say, serious build-up of mold or otherwise.
Place has got better wallpaper than the Guildhall.
That's not a hard feat to beat.
We have 10 minutes to get through this area. We need to move now before
Okay.
the cleaning crew walks through. Well, slithers through.
Cleaning slither clue. What now?
I'm not going to wait to find out.
You don't want to wait to find out.
I'm just picturing lizard men in aprons.
See, when he said slither, I was thinking gelatinous ooze.
I was thinking
That's
Sneeple.
There are two types of players in D&D.
Also, you
Okay.
should all take note of how I'm moving and where we're moving to, because, well, this will probably be your exit entry as well, or exit avenue as well. And
Okay.
as he's moving, he goes through 3 more corridors, turning right, moving forward, taking a left, moving forward, taking another right, and flings a coin down the left avenue, and you just hear this low from that avenue as he goes. All right, so yep, keep right. Moves again, right again. Then he takes a left, and he goes straight for 2 spaces, for 2 blocks, for lack of a better term, and gets to 1. There have been other access points up, but gets to 1 access ladder and begins climbing up it. You all follow up as well. He moves through, and you're actually inside a building at this point.
Comes to a point when the sewer hatches in this kind of town leads to a building, not the street. I
That
feel
took
like
a
we
lot
have
of-
actually just been through the street.
Sometimes it turns out that what cities are built on top of is other cities.
We do our best to make sure that, well, we can't do shit for this place's terrible state that is kept above ground. Underground, we try to keep it clean. Also, if you see Handsome Jim down below, just avoid him. And aside from that, he's a very unattractive troll.
Right.
But also there's a, if you ever see a skeleton just floating towards you, don't walk in that direction. That's the cleaning crew.
Okay.
And if anyone gets stuck in where that thing is, good luck and goodbye.
I was right.
Remind me again why we came here?
Civil unrest.
Check.
The cause thereof. So, and he just steps in from this room there, where it's just a few boxes, and there's a lantern overhead lighting it. He taps the door 3 times because there's only one door that leaves it, and opens it up, and it's a very well furnished office that he steps into. Undoes the cloak and just sets it up onto a coat hanger for walking in. And as well, next to the coat, there's a very well crafted leather wide brimmed hat with a single long red feather coming out of it. He sits himself down on one side and motions for the seats there for everyone to sit down to talk to him.
I spin my chair around and sit on it the other way.
I remain standing.
Fair enough. My name is Lander. I am the main contact for the Raven in Rothaven.
Really?
I've had this character. This character literally has not been played for 4 years. Leave me the fuck alone.
I
Foster's
call
home.
bullshit on that one. I saw him
Foster's
as a
home
bard
for
last time.
leftover D&D characters.
How do you think half my characters exist? Fucking Merrock, don't call me on this shit.
Hey, I do the same thing,
Didn't
but
the
I'm
last
just
time we
I'm
met,
more
you
subtle
discovered
about
what
it.
a penguin was?
What was that? I actually didn't hear him. I didn't hear him.
The last time
Didn't
we
the
saw
last time we
Lando
met-
was when he was trying to figure out what a penguin was.
I don't remember this.
The
I
DM
don't
just left, so.
He can't even be mad.
Ah,
Ah!
The penny
Now I
drops with a
remember.
clang.
bang! He sits himself down and begins actually moving a cupboard open, or just a drawer open, and just pulls out a folder and opens it up and has he has, hang on, I'm just gonna get it up here.
Alistair can't even be mad at his, which is hilarious.
What's it?
Alistair can't be mad at his name.
And
Yes.
pulls up 7 folders. Just moves them out towards you all. So, these are the heads of the families inside that do most of the work here. I myself don't tend to do anything really in this regard. I do make sure the treasurer stays happy because, well, they're also working with me on a lot of details. That'll be this one here. And he opens up a folder, and it's a picture of this old gnomish woman and it's been sketched in, and actually has like skin color and hair color like done properly into it, as well as eyes.
Mm-hmm.
This elderly gnomish woman with blonde going white hair, blue eyes, and a very tanned skin, but clearly sun gets more than anything. Yeah, that's oddly the treasure, Byron. She does our banking.
Can I get the spelling on that?
I will just do this.
Byron.
Byron, he's spot on. Now, we have a few others that do a lot of dealings, a lot of shady work in the city, but she is the one that I try to keep happy because, well, she's the one who actually pays me. Besides her, we have a few others that do a lot of work, but what is it exactly you want to try and aid us? Because, sincerely, you could do a lot of damage or a lot of good, or piss off the wrong person, which you definitely don't want to do.
I mean,
This one's kind of in your hands, though. Why are we here?
well, the main reason is that, in general, we think Rothaven could pose a bit of a threat to Duskhaven.
You mean the city that we're currently working towards? Yeah, one of them is definitely not happy with that. The Burtons are out for blood with your city and have actually been working very hard on their slave trade, trying to find the right kind of creatures to build up a lovely menagerie to unload on your city. So heads up with that.
Yeah, we're not a fan of the whole slavery thing, especially when they tried to take a few people that we were familiar with.
Okay, so I'm just going to put away some of these, and here's these two. And
Don't just make a noise.
Exactly.
Okay, so you have Stanton Burton here. He's the main slave master for the city. He does do trade with beasts as well, but most of that's done by Ransford Ramsay, and he's the guy who does a lot of our beast work, a lot of beast trade. So more or less they work the same, but one is, hey, here's the guy to clean your house, or you can rape or do whatever you want to, and here's a beast you can throw at someone, or if you like correcting weird terrifying monsters, you can do that.
There's a house that just collects beasts.
Yes, because renting monsters is a very useful thing. Like, hey, we need, for example, we had a small civil uprising about 6 months ago. One of the poor quarters that's only just been now repaired. We kind of didn't really have any alternatives. Well, I didn't suggest anything because I'm not in that position, but Ramsey decided to display why you don't fuck with the dog, as he likes to be called, and unleashed his favorite pet into that quarter, and yeah, kill count was high.
He calls himself the dog?
Yep.
Sounds like a little bitch.
He's definitely not little, but I can't quite comment on that myself, but yeah, his pet Hydra he threw in.
I slowly turn to look at Alistair.
I take it you like... Why is this a good thing? No one should smile at the name of a Hydra.
He's a bit of a headhunter, shall we say.
Then you are literally the worst person to throw at a Hydra.
Well, he won't stop, so maybe he's the best person to throw at a Hydra.
I just pull out my necklace and just give it a little tug and say, "It's definitely more room on here."
Okay, yeah, don't take the head, but take the teeth if you want. Just don't take fucking heads off. Anyway.
So
But
we found something to
the
keep your
Burtons-
interest, at least, Alistair.
The Burtons gotten a lot from the Eastern continent lately. The few pockets of humanity and other races that are still surviving there are more or less just suffering in every way imaginable, and sometimes just being raided and taken as slaves. Because, well, the dead are going to take them over eventually, so that's how they see it. This whole time he's just flicking a gold coin in his hand, just running it over his thumb and index and ring fingers. Burton's as well. Probably about 2 months ago, maybe, had a bit of a run-in where their son came back missing his head.
We've got a cleric that can deal with that.
I
Wasn't missing his head.
I feel
but
like you've missed the point there, Alistair. Let me give you a hint, and I draw my sword.
So when you say he came back missing his head, waltzed right into town, or was he brought back?
No, he waltzed into town head under arm.
I knew we should have taken it with us. That's the sound of the penny dropping. So his surname is Burton, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're definitely not going to get them on our side.
Yeah, they wouldn't be on your side anyway. They already had bad dealings with Duskhaven. Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
that was
are you
us.
saying- were you
Yeah, that was us.
Oh.
For you who doesn't
Maybe
know,
He's
I
looking
think
at your
you-
blades.
this back.
He's
Yeah.
looking at the blades.
Yeah,
and
for you
going,
who doesn't
oh, no,
know.
I'm very familiar with those blades. I'm very familiar with those blades. Yeah, don't show those off all that much. Keep them under the cloak.
Okay.
Because, I used to have a bit of a running competitive streak with him.
I guess you could say we do as well, except we have a higher win ratio.
Yeah, me and him are even, but you do have 1-0, so I guess so. You do have others. You've got I didn't say it to you, and he just takes out Ransford's one for the Beastmaster thing, and it's just this very bushy, bearded, stout. You're not sure immediately if it's a dwarf or a man, because it's just thick beard down, very square head on him, and we're not sure if he is a man or a dwarf, because he's as hairy as a dwarf, but the size of a man, a big man, and he's
Right.
as square as well. He's not squat. It's as if you just took a dwarf and it just grew.
Pale skinned?
No, not pale skinned. He's very darkened skinned, actually.
It's that one. Starting to see Duskhaven as a big old tick list.
We're in Rothaven, Alistair.
Starting to see Rothaven as a big old tick list.
You suddenly seem a lot more cheerful about coming here.
I am. I'm glad that we came now. I've never hunted something in a city.
I'll have to give you some tips.
Please
So
do.
So will I do it, or is someone else going to link Predator Concrete Jungle?
This is research. It's your homework for the week, guys.
Seriously, that's your fucking homework for a week. I love that game.
Are there any, just in case we need a plan B at some point, are there any parts of the city that are primarily inhabited by one particular faction that could, be removed from the map entirely?
Well, most of them are in the nobles. That's kind of where you are currently. You're in the nobles areas, and he takes out. He has a small map on the wall next to him, and you guys are basically in this area currently. He indicates that you are in this building.
Okay.
We're here,
Mm-hmm.
and most of the families are around here, but yeah. And he just steps over towards the window, which is like one of those very the kind of small extension out that's got like a circular little extension out from the actual building itself, the
Balcony?
squareness of it. Yeah,
A
it's not
bay
a
window.
balcony, and yeah, bay window. Looks down and just like opens up the curtains and the drapes and just points out, yeah, you don't want to go for the homes, as he just points down towards it, and you see as you look over yourselves. You know how Leo Crow made a golem?
Yes.
If he made it out of stone and made a lot of them, that's what this would look like. You can see down in front of each one of the areas is like their own private estate, and there are at the gates 2 golems, and at the inner door 2 golems.
Ah,
Yeah, you don't take them here. We ain't taking them here.
fair enough.
So you're going to have to take them in their workplaces, most likely, which are a lot less guarded because, well, they'll be less guarded when you want to take them on. I'll just say that much. But, so who do you want to poke your head at first?
I mean, before we do that, now that we know who we don't want to work with, is there anybody that we could work with?
Actually, yeah. Hang on. And he just reaches in and takes out one of the other ones and just thumbs through it again. Like, yeah, hang on. I need to take my notes on her. Actually, yeah, she absolutely hates the Burtons. Yeah, she could work. Truesdale, the Speechless. Name is Truesdale Withers. She does a lot of our cannoneer work, shall we say.
I like her already.
If it has gunpowder and it goes through this city, it goes through her first. And he just, like, opens up a thing, and it is this very gruff-looking female orc. The hair is a sleek back of black that's just braided in, like very sleek color to it in the picture. And
Full orc or half orc?
full orc.
Okay.
Full female orc. Oh, and there are the other 2. Then I may as well show them to you. Is the hawk, and he just like pulls out one of them. Does most of the alchemy work. Flings it over. It's this half elf who's looks like half his ear has been bitten off. His left ear has been bitten off down to portion. Basically, it gets down to this area as if it was a normal ear, bitten
Ooh.
off. So, and there's just like the marks indented into it. Yeah, Wheaton Titus. He does a lot of the chemical work, shall we say. And he isn't a fan of the Burns because they didn't pay on his magnum opus. So he's not happy with them at all. But I also know he's got contacts northward. So... yeah, Burton...
North of being the human cities.
No. Northern again.
Oh, that north.
Oh.
Yeah, that north. He does deals up there because his alchemy's very interesting in the fact that he managed to pull off something that shouldn't really work, and Hammock was the first success story of it.
Well,
Hammock
I don't...
Hammock didn't pay up.
I feel like that would certainly be an interesting person to talk to.
So you're saying there's a price on his head?
There was a
There's
price on
definitely
his
a price on
head
his head.
before.
Yes, and you didn't claim it, so pity that.
Yeah, well, we didn't realise we had to take the head with us.
Usually it's a good idea to
We
either
also-
burn the body or take the head.
We also didn't realize taking off his head wouldn't kill him.
It's the first time we've encountered somebody where
Uh,
decapitation didn't really play a part in their need to live.
Everyone learns at some point.
Price on a monster's head is called a reward. What's the price on a human's head called again, Del?
A bounty.
That's the one. Bountiful wealth and fame.
Yes, and for example, you could be in my business and be a problem solver. My problems are just people.
Good
I'm
word.
partial to the odd crossword.
I have a lot of problems with people as well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I just get paid for it. It's great. Also, Wheaton does a lot of work for our boss too, so
Okay.
kind of want to keep them in good. He's very
seems
much
to be
so the
rather
kind
a
of person.
neutral ground then.
He's
If
all
he's
money.
willing
He's
to
all
work.
money.
Okay.
It's the one thing you can trust on him. If you make a contract with him, he won't turn it back on you. Unless he's made a contract with someone previously to goad you in. Which he won't do often. Because people don't trust him. He did it once, but didn't do it again. Definitely didn't do it again.
Right.
That's how he lost the fucking ear.
Yeah, that's painful.
And this is the second time I'm going to emphasize the point of, if you're going to go at him, make sure you take out Ramsey. Do not leave him mad, because he will come after you. Because Ramsey bit off his fucking ear.
The man or one of his beasts?
The man bit off the ear. The dog is a very suiting name for him. I'm going to put it like that.
I'm going to leave that to you two, he says, looking at Alistair and Grunt.
And then finally, I'll just show them to you. And he just flings around one, and it's this very light green colored tiefling. Devil's Smile, Spalding Loom. I do problem solving in the fact that I just capture people, or I return objects that have been stolen. At least to the person who's paying me to return them to it. Spalding and their crew is just a matter of put gold down and a name. And that person will disappear. I try to avoid work with them. Kind of the dirty business of it. It's the thought of, you don't mess with your own, but simultaneously you don't piss off someone like that. And it's a very enthusiastic following, shall we say. Probably, whilst Audley does the most power in the city, Spalding is the reason Audley has that power. Because at any point she could just walk up to them, and just lay down a gold and a name. Because Spalding, if they get with you, you have two choices. They say a number. You have to match it, or you have to excel it. If you excel it, Spalding will go back after the person who gave them the contract.
I see.
But if you pay them enough, that's pretty much going to be it. Nobody can outmatch Audley. Because that's where every coin in the city will eventually go through her hands.
I have a feeling we're going to have a run-in with him.
Yeah, you might do. You might do.
It's had the weirdest sense of deja vu.
Mm-mm.
We're going to want to make friends with him.
You know, I'm not good at talking to people.
Devil
gonna
Smile
need to
is
impress him.
very... Devil Smile is definitely one of those kind of people you have a professional respect for. Because while everyone's aware of the fact that they get paid, and if they appear, they get paid again and they leave, but if no one can ever match the price, it's never really known if they actually killed them or if they died of natural causes, or there's no proof. Spaldi doesn't leave proof. The only thing you know is that in the dark there is just a beautiful set of yellow fanged teeth looking out at you with two yellow cat eyes. And you make your deal right then and there. If you don't, closes the eyes, closes the mouth, and everything goes black for you.
I see.
Who's in charge of the streets?
Ramsey does a lot more work with the streets, does a lot more with the guards as well. Kind of only... It's less guarded and more a keeping order, stopping the chaos, stopping the fights, stopping the outright murder in the streets.
Who's
People
in
kill
charge
each
of
other.
the real streets?
that would be me. I try my best to not be known. That's why there are 7 families and not 8, because I just have a house. I am just a businessman that goes off on business duties for quite a while. Those who know my work don't know I do the work. It's more I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who hired someone to go make contact with the shill.
You were telling.
Yeah?
What, you gonna pull rank on him?
No, I was just asking. How many feathers?
I've been
This is a weird number, like 2.5.
I've been around long enough. To my knowledge, I think I'm the oldest of the ones I know.
How old does he look?
For a half elf, he looks like he's like maybe 140. He's gray. He's got black hair, but you can see all the gray coming in. Like you can see like just bits of it, and it is going eventually. And he does have, funnily enough, I would say crow's claws, but more like raven's claws, just in regards to the wrinkles to the sides of the eyes.
I see.
Okay, we're definitely going to need to sit down and do some planning here. I'm going to need lots of red thread. I'm going to need lots of blank pieces of paper, maps, documents, and a big table.
Well, you have my office desk. I have all the details you need on each individual family, but I want to know who you want to go at first.
That's what I want to know too.
I feel like going straight for the Burtons is just an accident waiting to happen.
I just, well, I would say actually it might be, because it may have been one of their posts that just went boom, so they might be paranoid for a day or two.
How did you manage that?
Withers does not like them. The Burtons have a very powerful set of. Give you an idea. Stanton has 7 sons. Hammock's the oldest, but they're more or less the strong arms that they can, if they show up, take control of a situation very reliably, and they get along very well with Ramsay, and that's why they stay at the top.
I see. So maybe we should go to Ramsay first.
Yeah, that might be an idea, because if Ramsay knows you're coming, the streets are going to be filled with beasts.
That's,
And-
that's not a challenge, Alistair.
I'm going to let you take charge on this one. This is more your territory. You can do the planning for this one.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't normally do the planning, I'm normally the one who follows the orders.
John writes a note and says, "Just tell me who to attack, and I'll do it."
I second that. Come on, Talon Queen. You gotta
Don't say
earn your
that.
rank now.
Don't say that. That feels weird.
I knew I saw the shimmer on you.
I'm not used to it yet. Okay.
Sorry, what was that?
Oh, this is your trial. Oh, right. You just told me to assist you. Didn't tell me it was your trial. Fair enough. Good luck.
Thanks. The alternative is, well, I don't want the alternative.
I've heard of people failing it and continuing their lives normally.
That won't happen.
Oh yeah, sorry. No, you were with.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
You were under Moneybags. And
The
yes,
alter-
that
the
is the name
alternative
that the other Talons gave him.
That's not surprising. The alternative is, it's not an alternative.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, right. I have a few guys that I can send out. Just like leans back in the chair.
Can
a
I
bit.
use this moment in time to insight check Lander?
Make an insight check on Lander.
This is where I roll a 1.
He's old!
An insight check on the shill.
God damn it! I rolled a 2!
Very old!
I rolled a 2! God damn it! It's almost like my lack of ability to read people has gotten me in trouble before.
He's He's definitely confident in this situation, but he's comfortable. But he's also, you can tell, the kind of person that if there's a movement in just even the flicker of a candle light, his eyes on that or his eyes on something else, he's very alert. He's alert, but in a comfortable situation currently, and doesn't seem dishonest.
Okay. Carry on.
So, if you want, I could probably do something for you with Ramsey if you wanted. You were mentioning him.
Mm-hmm.
He's never goes out alone, and he's never without his reliable pets. Two very, very, very big dogs. No, not dogs, wolves, but. And I'll make the suggestion, if you have any pets or anything like that you pull out of your bag, don't with him. He has a look, that's all. I've seen him stop a creature charging him straight in the middle of a street just by looking at the damn thing, and he'd never had any disciplinary action on it before.
Don't worry, Alistair is, he's not the taming sort of ranger. He's the other kind.
I'd like to put them dogs to the test.
Is this a case of cut off the head and the snake dies, or is it more complex than that?
No, well, with Ramsey, not so much, because no one really likes Ramsey enough to have ever been willing to have a relationship with him, to have kids. So pretty much he's on his own for it. He's been around here I came here when I was only 20, so he's been around since before that.
Alright, so if there's no real family, then yeah, I suppose he would be the ideal one.
He has colleagues, he has crews that work under him. Someone will probably take the place, but so long as they're not Ramsey, I might be able to... What's the right word again? Influence them in a positive way for us.
That would be preferable.
Maybe we could distract him with bad cooking.
We ain't got any bad cooks.
Aww.
I'm
just
seeing
get
a inter-party endearment moment, and it's adorable.
Shut up.
So, Ramsey's got his manor, and only time he ever leaves that is when something's happening in regards to a beast coming in, or he goes out recruiting, lack of a better term. If you want, I could probably plant rumors of a creature appearing in, say, the forests in the north.
Alistair, do you think you could actually find a creature in the forest in the north? That look is a good look. I like that look.
Where did I get this drink from is the better question.
Well, it's mine, but you can certainly have it.
Just grabs his drink.
Power play, I get it.
Raspberry snot.
No, it's actually whiskey. Strong whiskey.
It'll put a chest on your chest.
Who knows, maybe the half-elf will actually grow a beard.
Beards are a very bad idea.
Strokes his own. I disagree entirely.
Owlbears can smell remnants of food.
Not something I'm usually worried about. Well, actually, Ramsey, technically. Yeah.
He
that's
has
actually good enough.
owlbears? Amazing.
Yeah. 3 owlbears charged him in the streets after they broke out of cages, and he just stared at them. And we all stopped about 4 feet from him and just bowed their heads in utter submission.
Jesus.
He's got a will over beasts and monsters like that is just terrifying.
Maybe we shouldn't find an actual creature then. I don't want it fighting us.
That's
Depends
why
on the creature.
That's why I'm thinking of planting. Well, there's
Don't
definitely
wanna take-
monsters in those woods.
I don't want to take the risk.
There's definitely monsters in those woods.
I don't want to take the risk.
There's definitely monsters in those woods. You could probably cool.
Here's a question, Das. What would I know about owlbears in regards to controlling magic?
As in magic
I
to
know
dominate them.
I know that some magics don't work on creatures if they're not able to understand.
Or they're not intelligent enough. Make a nature check. This is the anatomy of a creature, so make a nature check.
Specifically monstrosities, or
because it's a monstrosity.
Yeah.
You're thinking of an owlbear in particular, so this is what the check is for.
40.
You had enough knowledge that owlbears were created by magic. Aside from that, you've never heard of or seen an instance where a creature, like an owlbear, has been. Well, firstly, you've never heard of an owlbear actually being charmed or dominated in some way. But you've definitely never heard of a story of, say, this owlbear did not get tricked in this way because of its the power of its brain or something like that.
So it's potentially powerful magic that's doing that. Interesting. Very interesting. Although I did make a shark run away.
Considering they don't have feet, that's impressive. Oh, wait. Yeah, sorry, I have not slept all last night, so I'm after forgetting something, but there was 8 families. Was being the word, because one family just got absolutely destroyed last night.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which one?
They were a family that did a lot more of the sea work. Their names were... And he pauses for a moment, as if he's trying to say it. Blinking his eyes. No, I know their names. It's... What the fuck? I'm trying to say their names. I actually can't say their names.
You
Got it written down somewhere?
You physically can't say their name?
No. He just takes out a pen and begins trying to write it down. Every time he tries to put the pen to it to write, it just strings off to the side.
What the fuck?
He just writes down other names. He writes down the names of the other families. He writes down his own name. He writes down a few names. Yeah, no, I can say names. It's just their names are... They were all found this morning. All of them were strung up by their feet to fish hooks. Like the kind of large ones you take a big tune in or something like that on.
Put it down, Grunt.
Yeah, flayed. And
Shimmer? Know of any sort of magic
points,
in regards
points down
to
to
this?
the end of like the street.
Could
It's like,
be some kind
that's
of
their
magic.
house. I know that's their house. And well, their golems were destroyed, and they were all strung up. They were all missing from it in the morning, and the golems were gone, so people investigated. But their bodies were found in the dock.
So the unnamables are no longer. So who's in charge of the dock?
They were in charge of the dock. I guess it's gonna be a council
find
meeting
out.
more than anything. It's gonna be the more powerful families trying to put someone else in that position. Someone else might try to buy it out.
What kind of
Question.
magic can remove a
Yes, Shimmer?
name?
If they had to deal with the dock, would they be dealing with the outside of the dock areas, as in the water around it as well?
Yeah. If you needed a ship, 9 times out of 10, they were the ones organizing the ships.
And what about
Because-
creatures in the ocean?
Yeah, they also did most of the fishing, a lot of the harpooning, and a lot of the bigger creature hunts were by them. If Ramsey didn't want to take a creature, 9 times out of 10, it was you could take in a whale and get the blubber and oil off of it for a while, or a large shark for the meat, or those kind of things.
Yeah, about a whale. We found a whale about, 50, 100 yards inland.
It looked like
What?
something pretty huge had bitten into it. And apparently,
Something
it
big.
happened last
picture.
night.
It happened last night. How big was
You're
the bite?
thinking what I'm thinking, aren't you, Shimmer?
Mm-hmm. Has something to do with that.
Whatever
How
was
big-
Whoever
taken.
dealt with them has something to do with that.
Mm.
How big was the
Brent
bite?
draws him a detailed picture. of
Pretty
Brent's
big,
bite.
like 15 feet.
About the size of this house.
She even draws Alistair next to it as a scale.
She's very good at arse.
Am I
She's
Sir
very
for
good.
scale now then?
Surf or scale, yes.
There
It's
may
about
have
5
been.
Alistairs long.
I want to say that it might have been a creature that was venomous. If I'm
Why
using
would you
that
say
word
that?
correctly.
Gives you that
Venomous? Why would you say it was venomous?
I'm tempted, but
Well,
Grunt
'cause
would know
Grunt
the difference
spit his
between
feet out.
poison and venomous, so I won't go into it.
I mean, Grunt doesn't spit anything out unless it's gonna be probably gonna kill her.
That's a
Well,
fair point,
raw
actually.
whale is probably going to make you sick anyway.
I mean, she
Why the
eats
fuck?
sick,
You
so-
don't know her.
Yeah.
She eats
Hmm.
sick, so if she spat
writes
it
a
out,
note
it's
and
pretty
says, You know, she hasn't eaten whale before. She doesn't know how they go.
bad. They go,
That's-
"Wah!" I'm sorry, I
Well-
couldn't resist.
In regards to things that's happened to them recently, I know they lost a ship recently.
How recently is recently?
2 weeks ago they lost a ship.
Hmm.
Whole crew down. They were out harpooning whales and kinda, I think, how does the story go?
Sorry to
It
interrupt,
was-
but I'm going to have to go, guys. I'll see you later.
Alright, man.
If we're down
won't-
two
I won't
people,
go
I
much-
feel like we should
I
stop.
won't go much longer. This is
Let's
pretty much
rest.
all we're going to be doing.
Have a good one, guys. Sorry.
See ya.
Hey, sir.
Yeah, basically, if I recall right, there was a nearby fishing ship about 400, 500 feet away from them as they were doing the whaling, hoping to see if they could maybe net some shark off of it that came too close to a net. But while they were harpooning one whale, a massive whale crashed into the other side of the ship and actually cracked the hull, brought the whole thing down. One of the crew members, a few crew members got away on boats towards the fishing ship. Yeah, they talked about one guy tying himself to the ship from the crow's nest with rope before jumping down at the whale. This whale was like, actually, you know what? Kind of matches the description of what she drew.
Why were they after it?
Oh, you just hunt whales for the blubber, oil, and meat.
Not
Also,
this
the
whale.
bones are useful.
Something was after this whale for a particular reason.
We noticed that it looked like somebody had cut into its stomach specifically to get something.
Well, I could tell you that, based on the story I know, something might not have cut in.
Uh,
Something may have cut out.
is it something or someone?
I don't know.
Can I think back to a circular shape, some sort of burrowing creature? Now that I'm thinking about it.
Make a nature check, sure.
Did we see footprints going from the
You did.
whale?
You see our footprints going from the whale
We
towards...
assumed it was a humanoid that had collected something and gone, but it could be something that's crawled out.
Yeah, there was no other footprints of, say, something approaching it. When you looked at the hole that was made, it was far too circular for it to be, say, a perfect cut from a creature. It more looked like a knife.
So yeah, something definitely cut its way out. Something not small.
Well, the hole that was cut out was maybe 2 foot wide.
Hmm.
Was the
As-
person who jumped onto the whale,
Go on.
did he return?
No,
I feel like he might have done.
You think that somebody tied themselves to their boat, jumped off a whale with nothing but a knife? Oh shit! Well, there goes the fucking thing. Actually,
How many people tie themselves to the mast of a ship and then jump on a whale? People
very
who jump
few.
overboard, try and get as far away from the boat as they possibly can. Whoever this person was, I feel like there's more to this. But that'll all have to wait until we've started causing some chaos, I think. I don't think there's going to be any information that we're just going to grab out of nowhere. No one's going to have had a chance to sit down and write about dear Jimmy who jumped and wrestled a whale.
No one's gonna. No, I don't even know the names of the crew. Actually, might be able to, because they don't have any guards or anything. Might be able to get into their ship, see if you can find crew dockets. You know, if there's a. What was the name of it? What was the name of the ship?
You're not saying that you're missing another name.
No, I'm not. I'm not missing another name. I just genuinely didn't know the name. I'm just trying
Okay,
to see if
'cause
I.
that's
Several hundred ship places out there.
Yeah, there's a
the
lot.
name.
Of
The name
ship.
thing is weird, is all I'm saying.
Yes, it's very weird.
And I feel like it's all connected.
Yes, so do I. Regardless of what happened with the person inside the whale, some big creature must have thrown it on land.
Yeah, you're
Because the
talking about
bite
that.
was from the
It's gotta be-
outside, but the hole was coming from the inside. That means there were two things at that whale carcass. And I feel like maybe it had something to do with this beast man.
Like Ramsey had some. If there's a either it was a creature Ramsey owns, or Ramsey would probably know what creature it was.
And this happened the same night that the Dock family all died. Suddenly, there's no one controlling the docks, and a big creature appears and throws a whale on land for a person to escape out of. Why? What's so special about that person?
I have no
Depends
idea.
on the person. Anyway, let's
A
gather
person
some
who was
stuff
inside
together.
a whale for nearly 2 weeks as well, if it's the same person. Because the shipwreck
Either
happened
way,
2 weeks ago
we-
and the whale was last night.
We need to get this all sort of documented so we can get a plan of action on where we're going first, who we're going to see first, and what order we're going to do things in. So let's start doing that.
There's a knock to the door as you're all talking. It opens up and it's a hooded figure who pulls it back, and it's this young half-orc. But it's weird in that very pale-skinned, and the features are like a human's in regards to the roughness and interior. Very thinned face. Looks actually more like it's a half-orc, half-elf. As she steps in, her hair is tied back. It's this very coarse black hair into a small bun at the back of her head. Lander, remember the family that... That's weird. The family that died last night. Yeah, they're not the only ones that have died in that way, apparently. There's reports of few dock workers' families that have actually been strewn up that way as well. People who have been working under that family are now getting killed off. The only thing that's been found at the scene is the fact that there's a lot of seawater. Like just heavy seawater in forms of like footprints.
Mister. And a clue.
And a lot of knife work.
Ah, it was Dell.
I
Oh,
have suspicions, but
Slap on the back of the
not in
head.
character.
Wet footprints and knife work. Sounds like something that possibly could have survived underwater inside the stomach of a whale for a long time, and was also thrown on land last night.
But we'll have to get to that next time.
Next time on Blood and Sand.
We sit for 3 episodes and charge our shadow wall.
Incidentally, I do want the next episode of this to be nothing but planning. This is juicy.
We're gonna need like a blank page that we can write on.
Yeah.
100.
Also, I'll just link this for you all as well.
Oh, thank God! Yeah, I'm gonna need these.
I will.
I was
perform a
trying to take notes.
I know.
I've noticed.
The reason as well, I was like, what family are you going for? Is so I can make a proper handout for that family, because that will be the individual folder you're looking at that time.
Cool.
Yeah,
Right.
that's why
I'm
I'm
gonna
next
guess.
episode.
I'm gonna take a wild guess that it will be Ramsey though.
It's Gary Ramsay with looking at Burton later.
That's why I want to do like
Burton,
an actual planning session. So it's not like we're going to do something that you need to have a plan for. We're going to decide this is what we're going to start doing, so you can plan for the session after.
I will get stuff ready for Ramsey because I imagine he might be what you're going for.
Yes.
Though.
You never know with Alistair.
I would like to act quickly, but that's just more of a selfish thing more than anything else.
No, this
My
is
shadow
something
step's
required.
going to run out.
This requires
But we'll find out about that next time.
because I need to pee.
Thank you everyone for watching, and I don't know when the next session we're going to be, but it's generally
Hopefully
on
next
the
week.
It's generally on the weekend. Hopefully next Saturday, but we shall see.
But there is something to make note of, though. We'll only have 2 more sessions before we'll take at least a 2-week break, because one of those weekends will be the 21st of July for CoxCon.
CoxCon!
And I won't be here. Actually, I will be here back July 28th. That's when I'm coming back in to Ireland. So
We'll see how you feel. It's a bit of a flight. But yeah, so stay tuned everybody, and be excellent to each other.
You know what is excellent? Game take.
Ah,
go
yeah.
there.